Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Not Your Mother's Mom, and I have kind of a fun video for you today, inspired by Monique Parent, who is a beautiful and inspiring actress and model, and has come to be sort of a spokeswoman for silver hair. So I wanted to just share with you a little bit about my journey from coloring my hair for years and years and years to going natural and becoming a silver sister, as she calls it. So when I started thinking about doing this, I looked to YouTube for inspiration, and Monique was one of the first people I found who had several videos on how she had gone from coloring her hair for years to just letting it do its natural thing, and in her case is a beautiful, much lighter than mine, much more kind of striking and dramatic silver, which is what I hope to get to at some point. Right now this is completely my natural hair color except for the pink. So it's sort of, I guess, salt and peppery, silvery, and I like it. I love it. I had started going gray, gosh, in my, I'd say late 20s, early 30s, and just a few at first. I could kind of just ignore them, and then they kind of became just more than I wanted. So I started coloring my hair, and thus began a many years long routine of seeing my stylist my colorist every like 3 to 4 weeks, spending way more money than I wanted to, and you know, I liked the way my hair looked. It was fun. I could sort of tweak it, and we'd do sort of more auburn, more red, sometimes just you know, ashy brown. We'd add streaks of blonde, all kinds of fun stuff, and I liked the way it looked. I mean, I liked it fine, and then I just sort of got sick of it. It was like, my hair grows very fast, and so my roots would show up really just even within a couple of days of getting it colored. I would start to see roots, and it was just really annoying, and really kind of, when I thought more about it, kind of went against everything that I believe about how women should be able to present themselves to the world and their appearance. And I don't like the idea that anybody except me should tell me how I should look or what's appropriate for me or my age or anything. I think it's really sexist. I think it's just shitty. I want to be in charge of me. And it just started to feel more and more like the right thing to do. So I looked, like I said, I looked on YouTube and kind of tried to figure out a way to make the transition in a way that would be the least, that would have sort of the least, I guess, downtime, like the least amount of time where my hair didn't look good. And what I didn't want, I at the time was coloring my hair just kind of an auburny brown. What I didn't want was to have, you know, the dreaded streak of white. And so what I did was I went to my stylist, and I, oh, by the way, this is a tag. This is Monique challenged anybody watching the video. She challenged a few people in particular, but also anybody watching the video to make a video about their journey to natural hair. And so I'm taking her up on it. So I will tag any of you who want to do it. I don't think there's enough information out there. I had a hard time finding really, besides Monique, really specific instructions or just kind of information or advice about precisely how to do this. So I went to my stylist and I said, what can we do? And she had what I think was kind of the brilliant idea of slowly starting to dye parts of my hair silver. So the first time we put in a few streaks, a few more, and also I cut my hair pretty short. I think I cut off a lot of the part that was colored. So for a while it looked, it looked okay. It wasn't, I mean, what I would have liked would have been to wake up one day with beautiful silver hair, but that's not going to happen. So she slowly just wove in more and more silver to my hair, and as this was happening, my hair was growing, and so more and more of my natural color was showing at the roots. And she really just did a brilliant job of doing the transition in a way that was very graceful, and I love it. I've been completely color-free now for about, I guess it's been a couple of years. And there's so many, I mean, it seems like such a small thing in a way, but for me it was really big. I mean, it really, I guess the thing that I was most afraid of was, oh, if I have gray hair, I'm gonna look old or older. And maybe I do, but I am older. I'm 51 and this is my hair. And my hope is that it will get more and more silver. Right now I still have a lot of brown, darker hairs mixed in with the silver, but there are parts that are really light silver, which is what I really love. I just think it's so striking and so beautiful. But so I guess the changes that I saw in the way that people reacted to me were interesting. I mean, I got a lot of people thinking that I had dyed my hair. Well, I had, but even now that it's regular color, I will get people asking me if I've dyed my hair this color, because it sort of became trendy for a while for people to go kind of a silvery blonde, really young women. And that's kind of funny. I kind of enjoy that. One thing that I have really noticed and really enjoyed about it is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this really well, but you read a lot of articles about women sort of bemoaning becoming invisible in their kind of midlife years. I think what that often means is invisible to men. So not getting as much attention, not getting, I don't know exactly. I don't really know what the problem is, because honestly, I love that. I mean, I've spent my entire life, and as I think all women have, being catcalled and having unwanted comments made to you, and walking down the street and some guy saying, smile, whatever. And I find that I get much less of that with silver hair. And that is wonderful. I will be as invisible as I can be in that way. I mean, I just love not having to deal with that as much. And I don't think it's because I look any less attractive. I think, these assholes on the street who think that they have a right to comment on women's appearance, I think something about silver hair makes them step back a minute and think about doing it, some of them, which is great. Okay, I feel like I'm not giving you enough specific information of the kind that I was looking for. I told you about how my hair colorist did it. The other thing that I started using were purple hair products, and purple is kind of a neutralizing color for the sort of yellowish and kind of brassy tones that you can get. I got lipstick on my teeth. when you're blonde or silver. So let me show you a couple of the products that I started using and continue to use. I'll use a purple shampoo. This one, I don't know, I don't really notice a huge difference between different brands, but this one is by Sacajuan, I think is how you say it, and it's just a nice company. I like their other products too. So they have a silver shampoo, which I use, and then I just got this one, which I used actually today, which I really like, which is by Kenra, and it's called a brightening treatment. And so these are just products that they don't make your hair purple, but they deposit just a little bit, enough of that purple tint to kind of neutralize any of that yellowy, brassy kind of color that's not super pretty in my mind. What else to say? I don't know. I had a lot of hesitation about it at first, and then once I started going through the process, and then once the process was complete, I have not regretted it for 1 second. I love it. I love having silver hair. I love having kind of so I have the sides shaved here, which gives it a little bit more of a funky edge, I think. I love having silver hair with kind of a fun haircut. Right now I'm in the process of growing. What I really want to do is have super, super long silver hair. So I'm growing out this top part while keeping the sides shaved. In part because I think it looks cool, but also in part because I have a ton of hair. I just have super, super thick hair. So if I had this kind of hairstyle and this is the natural curly texture of it, if I didn't have the sides shaved and had this much hair, it would sort of grow straight out, which is a fine look, but it's not for me. So I like having the sides shaved. I think it's fun. I can put it up, sort of in a bun, so the sides show. I can half put it up, whatever. Until recently, I had been straightening it, and I still sometimes do, but mostly I wear it curly because it's just easier, and I like curly hair. But until it got to a certain length where it would be heavy enough to sort of weigh down the curl a little bit, if I didn't straighten it, it was just a complete mushroom head, just straight out, which is not the look I was going for. So yeah, so that's it, I think. Ask me any questions you want in the description bar. I'm happy to answer them. And again, let me just reiterate that if you're thinking about doing this, if you're hesitating, I say go for it. It's great. I love it. And you can always color it back if you don't like it. So it's a pretty low risk. I mean, I've definitely seen people who have gone more cold turkey than I went and just sort of were like, I'm doing this, and put up with the white stripe down the middle. And that's great if you want to do that too. I mean, if you have, the courage to do that, great. Monique, I think, said that what she did was first she did a version of what I did. I think she sort of bleached all of her hair and then added kind of silver tone into it until it grew out, and also cut it really short. It helps if you're willing to cut off a lot of hair. That makes the process a lot quicker and a lot smoother. So if you're up for that, I say go for it. I mean, I actually considered, when I was thinking about this, I thought, well, what if I just shave it all off and just start completely fresh? And I almost did that. I came pretty close. And then I thought, well, let me try this with putting in the silver, and then if I don't like it, I can always shave it off. But I'm happy with the way it went. It was not super painful or arduous. It took, I don't know, it probably took about a year, honestly. I'm sorry, my dogs are barking in the background. They're doing construction outside, and the dogs are not happy with it. So it probably took about a year in total to get the process complete. And yeah, like I said, have never looked back. Love it. Go for it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you would like. And again, ask me any questions that you want. Like this video if you liked it. And I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.